Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Heroes. Oh my god. Welcome. There's so many different leagues I'm casting for, I was messing it up. Welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. We get ourselves here into game number 1 of Battlefield of Eternity between Anti-Clown Association and ReGen. This is a heroic division matchup for the Nexus Gaming Series. And I know you're all itching at home to find out how we got here. And don't you worry, don't you fret, don't you fear. I got you covered, friends. Anti-Clown Association won the coin flip, something Chimotripson's never known. Volskaya Foundry, excuse me, they opted for map pick priority in game number 1. Volskaya and Sky Temple were banned up by them. Tomb of Spider Queen and Braxis Holdout were banned up by the members of ReGen, and Battlefield of Eternity, first map, chosen by the members of Anti-Clown Association. One thing I wanted to get into really quickly, because Bandit is currently making sure I remember, thank you so much, Dave, for the 6 months of support, my friend. I really appreciate that. Thank you for resubscribing and supporting the channel for this long. I keep having to burp, but it's just, we're just gonna push it down. Murda, also thank you so much for the raid. Welcome everyone from Murda's stream, and thank you for supporting. And also for anyone that might have missed it, I was trying to say that we do have the Heroes Lounge S Division on this channel Saturday at 5 o'clock PST, and then a follow-up match to that at 7 o'clock PST. So 2 best of 5s on Saturday. You don't want to miss out on that, but we'll talk about that more throughout the stream this evening. We got a lot of good games, and we have a Deathwing Li Ming ban, we have a Cho and a Uther ban, and a Sylvanas first pick on the side of ReGen. They're going to be looking to push down the lanes with her, as well as improve the push power. You are so happy that we're home casting, aren't you? Yeah. He stopped when he's just trying to give his opinion at the same time. It's just, unfortunately, we can't do it at the same. Either way, that's going to be a Mal'Ganis Hanzo coming out right now. So they've got good race potential with the Hanzo, good brawling with the Mal'Ganis. They could be looking into some blinds here. Joanna's still up and available. Something like a Mal'Ganis, something like a Hanzo do benefit quite a bit from auto attacks. If we're going full Hanzo build or full scatter arrow build, you're going to need those auto attacks into enemy heroes to get the reduction. Now, you can also get those reductions with the Stormbow as well, but it's just one thing that I was considering. It's also a very strong anchor for the friendly team. Being able to blind the enemy team on a race-based map is a very strong tool, but it looks like they're going to opt for the Greymane for their own race potential and then grab the Urel for their solo lane immediately. Murda, thank you for continuing the gifted sub from Stark. Thank you so much. Enjoy your asthma pog, your Baja Rages, your finger guns, all that good stuff, and your little gilded beard in chat. Hot bandit squeak action, exactly. I wonder how actual. I don't know how loud it is on stream. I'll have to come back and here. Let me do that because I can set a stream marker with my fancy new keyboard. There's actually not Elgato. Corsair made a new keyboard that actually works with Elgato Stream Deck software. So, for example, I've got 6 buttons on the side. I have 3 different stream markers. I have a honk, and I have I can mute the 2 audio sources on stream. So that one we have to change because I feel like I'm going to bump that. But regardless, sorry, we missed some of the draft here as we did have a Garrosh and an Arthas being banned out. So they're going to get rid of the auto attack speed reduction. And that's something that's actually typically done to deal with the Greymane a little bit. Greymane does have to dive forward in that Worgen form. You can have then Arthas step up with the Frozen Tempest active and get the slow on the movement speed as well as the auto attack speed. And with a Greymane, that's very hindering. They're going to grab an Ana here with a Varian as well. It's looking like this Mal'Ganis might be solo lane. Varian might be solo lane. They can actually run those either way, which I really like because that means that their draft is a little more fluid, or at least their playstyle can be a little bit more fluid. At least with the way that they're setting this up, this could be Twin Blades Varian. I don't think so, but I'd like to dream a little bit. Last 2 picks though coming out from the opposing side. They need a healer and a main tank. I still think the Joanna's great. I don't think a Lily, but that's overkill on blinds. Something like an Anduin's a lot more realistic there, but there's the Joanna, yeah. The Anduin makes a lot of sense here. You have the Chastise to lock someone down. The Holy Word Salvation's a good option. Light Bomb's a good idea as well if you have the Joanna, Urel, Greymane, Sylvanas as well. I wonder if you can... I don't think I've seen it yet, but like, because, you know, typically you don't want Sylvanas like haunting waving in as the initiation because then she just gets blown up. But if she's haunting waving in with the light bomb, you know, maybe coming in behind Joanna, that might be a good way for them to get some blow up onto someone. But they're going to respond to that with an Orphea to be able to control this fight a little bit. Also a lot of AoE damage coming out from her, and she did have some changes in the previous patch last week, or excuse me, in the patch that we had last week. So she has a little bit of a different play style, and her auto attacks deal damage differently based on how you obviously build her. So this is going to be a little interesting to see how it all works out for the side of Anti-Clown Association. But I think both these teams have insanely strong drafts. I lean a little bit more towards ReGen in this draft overall, but the Varian's a bit of an outlier for me, and that one I'm very excited for. Bandit apparently needs to go get water as he's not used to casting this much. Where'd you go, bud? I thought I heard. I didn't hear him getting any water. It's not distracting. I thought your chair was squeaking. Really? You get finger guns for subbing? Yes, you do. It's part of my emotes. Yes, it is. Yeah, there's finger guns, asthma pogs, Baja Rages. Hey, Bubba. There's a good boy that comes on stream all the time. Yeah. He had to go get some water. He had to figure out his draft analysis, and he was just unsure right there. But either way, we're going to go ahead and get on into this. We have game number 1 up and ready. Let's go ahead and jump on in. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Anti-Clone Association. Dudabide's going to be on the Varian. Kelser going to be on the Hanzo. Quantum will be on the Ana. We have MyPelvince on the Mal'Ganis and Gotfilth on the Orphea. I love this this dance cancel animation, or this mounting cancel animation that they're doing. So very good. On the right-hand side, we got the members of ReGen. Lupus going to be on the Urel. Over in the bottom lane, we're going to be having Troy on the Sylvanas. Porky going to be on that Anduin. Zanehyde will be on the Joanna, excuse me. We have Carbon on the Greymane. Let's go ahead and get into bottom lane and check out what our level 1s are. What do we get here? Is this High King's Quest? Is this Lion's Maw? What are we going for? Bandit's very excited for Twin Blades. That's what I'm hearing right now. Hanzo is currently going into Simple Geometry, which is typically what you see of a lot of Hanzos. But now in the top lane, we are going to be seeing a lot of pressure coming out with the Blackened Arrows from Troy to be able to lock this down. Greymane sieges insanely well here, and that's not what it's not too surprising to be seeing them try and go into this. Night Rush comes out from MyPelvince, as they're going to be able to just back off right there. And now we have them stepping further forward, and that's going to be just the Fell Claws to get a little bit of damage. Gets that knock on one as Troy takes so much damage from the initial dive. Oh my god, as they almost got blown up. I'm just curious what the heroic damage looks like all of a sudden, varying with 1,100, but Sylvanas doing quite a bit herself as well. Not too far behind, as this is a continued battle in the top lane. Looks like they have the Urella in solo and bottom, and this is going to be Orphea matching into that. It's a bit of an odd one, but seems to be working out right now. I think they're going to swap out the Variant, but no, they realize that they can't, as Kelser's taking so much damage. They need to back out of here. Bandit, your play-by-play is just so good lately. Were you practicing while I was gone? I think so. Let's take a peek into our bottom lane and see what these players are getting up into, as this is just Gotfilth just spinning. The Lupus and Gotfilth are just spinning back and forth. Huh? We just kind of, it's going to be a reset kind of moment here. Actually, speaking of reset moments, bottom lane's going to be a reset, as you do have the two solo laners now finally matching out, but this will be the top lane camp stolen away while they were making that rotation. Now, Greymane's going to take over an aggressive rotation, trying to get onto MyPelvince. Gotfilth is going to be coming down over here as well, going to be poking out a little bit with that Dread on top of everything. Day, thank you for gifting a sub as well. Galaxy Quest, oh my god, all the cool kids are here. Thank you so much. Sorry about all the squeaking. I hope you guys are all right with that, but I'm not going to stop Bandit because he's perfect. Top lane is going to continue to get pressure from the Impaler camp as well as the minions themselves. Just want to jump down into bottom lane really quickly to see how this is going, as they are going to be continuing their top lane pressure. Just want to see if Urel's being aggressive, and I think they are trying to take advantage of while they're being aggressive in top. Same thing in the bottom lane as well. Sylvanas did go into Mercenary Queen at level 4, so she's going to be able to have that 60% increased is it just damage? Yeah, 60% increased damage from the units that she's able to buff out. And we'll point out, well, actually, this will be a good example right here. Once they actually do end up finishing this out, you'll see the buff in action. But right now, we currently have Orphea just hanging on top lane, making sure they're still soaking up for the friendly team. But here's a good example. You can see that golden glow, or kind of that AoE battle arena or battle aura, and it's going to go away now that Sylvanas is nowhere near. We do have our first Immortal phase popping up, so both these teams grabbed the Bruiser camp a little bit later of a timing coming out from the members of Anti-Clan Association. Excuse me, and I actually kind of like that, because this is the example that I always talk about, is if you grab it a little too early, it's going to get in the lane and the enemy team can start to clear it before the Immortal phase is up. Now, this isn't bad whatsoever. They still are already on this Immortal, burning it down, so this is going to work out for them, but I've seen some teams, grab it at like the 30-second mark, and it's already in lane, the Immortal phases hasn't even started yet. So I'll take that back. They actually did that exactly how they should have. I thought it was just a touch too early, but that will be the first phase going over in favor for the members of ReGen as Zanehide's in a bit of a rough spot. They need to pop the Iron Skins. They step further forward on the side of Anti-Clan Association. Sleep Dart goes out. Night Rush connects. That's going to be the leap of faith to save Zanehide as they're just getting slowed. Chastise does come out. Varian did go into the taunt at level 4 as they chase further into this. Varian, I think, is looking for a taunt target. That's going to be going out onto the Greymane, who ends up rotating back. Zanehide gets a little bit of healing from Porky. They're going to have to hearth back for full mana and health. These Immortals are on the race potential side, and that's what you're getting. That's what you're actually going to be seeing them do exactly right now. Lupus is going to be a bit of a disruptor, if you will, just trying to be a bit of a nuisance, trying to slow them down in the race, and that means that they'll have a bigger shield on the side of ReGen. First Immortal phase going over to them, and they're going to grab those regeneration globes as well. Also to note, now that I was just skimming through Talent Submit, I was just seeing if anyone needed regeneration globes or anything like that. Hanzo only at 1 stack on the simple geometry at level 1. A rough start for that Hanzo right now, not able to get those angles that they need to be able to finish out those stacks. Look at Zanehide right now. We're going to go over the blue vision as they are on the defending side, but we know that someone made a play over to this side. We don't know where they're actually at right now as My Pal Vince gets a Night Rush into a couple. They actually end up taking advantage of the missing Joanna, and that's going to be a kill onto 2. This is Anti-Clan Association saying your tricks are not going to be happening as Sylvanas gets back behind the gate. Zanehide regroups to the friendly team. They lose 2, but this should be just the front gate and bottom lane going down. I want to peek up into the top lane, see how this Urel's doing as she has pushed this up. Due to Bide has come up here just to try and answer. Tried to steal away the regeneration globe, but it just was a little early as Due to Bides was able to grab that. Sylvanas does have her blackened arrows. She should have those off cooldown. Oh, she might have actually procced it, anticipating the push into bottom lane. Because you can actually tell, we can just cheat it right now. We can find out. She does have it up and available, so maybe just holding off on it right now, not thinking that they're going to be able to take down the entire structure, and they just were going to be able to poke onto that. Top lane camp is up and available, but Greymane will be on bottom lane, so we're going to currently, let's actually jump over to the blue vision and just see what they're doing right now, as they do have a couple members grabbing this. My Pal Vince anchoring for the friendly team, and Varian going to be taking a long rotation into bottom lane, making sure they're soaking up that experience, but there's a couple missing players that need to make sure that they're going to play back a little bit, and that's exactly why you're seeing the Due to Bides do that. Both teams, oh wait, hold on, Varian goes in with the taunt. I think they're just trying to put some pressure into Troy, but not going to be enough to find or solidify a kill just yet. Oh day, that Leon with the finger guns is perfect. It works with so many emotes. Oh, and Buttspot just coming on in here as well. You can unlock them for one night. I think I set all my stuff to the lowest it possibly can go because I wanted people to take advantage of obviously the bandit treats are not the lowest, but like everything else, like I tried to tune it to the lowest it allowed me to do for channel points, so that way people, if they wanted to unlock the finger guns for 24 hours to the channel, I think it costs like 80 bandit bucks. So like if you follow, you get like 300 or something like that. So either way, and you just get those bandit bucks, by the way, just by passively watching the stream, or you get more by interacting in chat and stuff like that. So either way, we have 10s up on both sides in just a second. Let's actually go ahead and cycle through some of the other numbers and get an idea of what those look like, as we have had quite a few fights to progress. But now, with 10 talent here around the corner, I can't even drink a sip of my tea, as the members of Anti-Clan Association are going to invade onto this camp, going to be able to steal that away and have some top lane pressure in their favor. Meanwhile, Immortal Phase is going to be on the aggressive side for both. That's why you're seeing Kelser over here on the left-hand side immediately working on this. But once again, they're not too far into those stacks on the scatter arrows, which I believe do increase the damage. We can actually cheat and find out really quickly. Nope. Wait, what? Mal'Ganis goes down. Sorry, I saw the dragon arrow come out, and I was like, is this what I think it is? That's gonna be a crushing jaw coming out, not connecting either, and that's gonna be Troy's chasing further in. Quantum taking a lot of damage, ends up going down. This is gonna be Lupus actually chasing in Ana somehow. No, Hanzo I think got picked off there as well. Sorry, it was just like too many kills in different spots, but either way, that will be 2 kills to none during that engagement, and that will be the members of ReGen jumping back over to this Immortal Phase. Urel still staying on the left-hand side to make sure they're defending, which is a very smart move, just to also disrupt. So if Mal'Ganis steps up, they've got that Righteous Hammer to throw them back, and this will just buy a little extra time, so they're not even putting a little bit of damage onto the Immortal Phase here. It's 100? Yeah. Buttspot's Flaming Day. Good job, Buttspot. Rude Butt died. Oh my god. Oh god, butt spot. Thank you for that one. Either way, Light Bomb going to be coming out from Zainhide. Falling Sword will be connecting onto my Palvince as they chase in further. That's going to be the Carrion Swarm coming out from them. There was a Condemn from the Johanna to regroup them up together, as now we continue to see the fight break off back towards the Immortal phase, over to the safe side for ReGen as they're trying to find underneath that. That's going to be an arrow from Hanzo as well. Crushing Jaws, or excuse me, the Chomp coming out from Orthia. That Nano Boost actually went onto her a little bit late, but there's the Crushing Jaws actually coming out. They end up sidestepping that. Orphea still putting on damage to the side. That's going to be the Devour getting a lot of good damage out right there as well, but they just turn around and say this is our Immortal phase, and Anti-Clown Association should walk away with this first one. They should be going into bottom lane as it is the most defended lane on the opposing side. This front gate has a little bit more damage on it, and this one... Really? I was thinking that it would be gonna... That's odd. I was thinking that it was going to be going into bottom lane because it's more well defended, because this structure has a little bit of damage on it, but maybe it's not considering that? Huh. Either way. Top lane is going to be this Immortal phase right now, and this will be due to Bides just kind of soft pushing this, and they're going to start to step up. Look at Lupus in the top of our screen. Orphea going to be checking right there. That's going to be Light Bomb connecting onto one. Lupus jumps in. They're trying to dive onto Kelsier, who gets the agility over the wall. That's going to be the Wailing Arrow from Sylvanas. They have collapsed onto this enemy team and found one kill. They're looking at Duda Bides, who's very low. It's going to be another jump from Yrel to solidify that kill. Going to get that stomp onto another, and my Palvin's trying to find their way out of here. No Carrion Swarm for the next point some seconds. Night Rush to get them out. Lupus, do you have the hop? That's going to be the Fell Claws to get them further away. Do they pop the Carrion Swarm? They end up popping it. Yrel knocks them out of the Carrion Swarm, and they chase in further and find the kill. That's a highlight if I've ever seen one. Thank God for this keyboard, so I just pushed a button that says clip it. So I know when I go back, so that way I know when I go back I have a stream marker. I'm like, cool, we're gonna clip that, because that was such a wild chase, and Lupus did an amazing job with that. Whew. Actually don't get the fort right there. Immortal does go down in top lane, doing a little bit of damage right there. 13 Talontiers approaching on the enemy side, so they're going to at least just back off, make sure they're full on mana, and kind of regroup and reset on the map. They can actually just try it. They're going to grab this camp, and I think they can even just it's a little bit more than one Gilnean and Cocktail, but still. Oh, Johanna? Hello? Interesting choice. Sorry, I'm trying to drink tea and also move the camera. It was not working out too well. Bottom lane is going to be having the Impaler camp coming in. They're going to leave the one in top lane to just get the fort for free. They're expecting it to do that, and then now they're going to try and invade onto this Bruiser camp. Light Bomb coming out from Zainhide, not going to be connecting onto anyone. Quantum is going to get touched by the Banshees from the Sylvanas. Light Bomb will be going out, and that's more defensive than anything else. Zainhide, oh, actually no, Yrel eats the entirety of that Hanzo arrow. Now Gannis going to pop the Carrion Swarm. This time, they do end up getting the leap over the wall. They did not go into Divine Steed, so they don't have that insta-mount. Taunt coming out from the very end. This is going to be Johanna trying to do as much as she can. That's a great absorption coming out from Yrel. Leap of Faith, unfortunately, will be sniped by Kelsier at the end. And now Immortal phase spawning in the next 16 seconds, but the top lane fort has gone down, and they've got a wonderful wave pushing on in on the side of ReGen. Since their own camp was stolen away, they're going to steal one of their own. So this will be Shaman camp pushed up into top lane. They're going to meet each other here in the middle of the battleground. This is actually going to be a great initiation for, I think, both the sides, because there's really no Immortal getting in the way for either. Troy going to have to use the Wind Runner right there, as they did tick that up at level 13. Going to be able to get that second cast of the Haunting Wave as they end up getting the Anduin very early in this fight. Quantum going to throw out another Biotic Grenade to buff out Duda Bides, as they were considering to step up right there, but now they turn around and say, you know what, we can get our Immortal phase. This will be big for us. The only thing is we have Kelsier just one stack away from finishing in this out, and I wanted to look at this earlier. So it's additional scatter arrows. Okay, I thought it was increased damage as Sylvanas is going to get popped by the Dragon Arrow. This is Carbon trying to make their way out as Johanna did go down. Kelsier, Stormbow. No explosive arrow, so there's no splash damage. Cursed Bullet actually came out, but they end up getting the kill onto the Greymane regardless, and this will be Immortal phase going over to the side of Anti-Clan Association. I don't think they're going to be able to respawn in time to defend against this. We got about 10... no, it's like... Yeah, it's way longer than I actually... When I finally looked at the Greymane number. But still, we got about 10 seconds on two, and we got 20 seconds on another, and this will be easily something they can just burn through before the enemy team even gets in position to try and defend against this. Orphea sitting at 24 out of the 40 stacks in the Mind Devour, so that increased dread Damage is slowly being increased, but you also do get the mana return and the cooldown reduction as well when you finish that out. So being halfway through in a pretty comfortable spot right now, but the Immortal phase going over to Anti-Clown Association, and a very, very powerful one, is that's going to be a Light Bomb coming out, connecting onto 3. There's going to be the Falling Sword on top of it. They're looking to capitalize. A huge Wailing Arrow, the Mega Gamba Stoop, as I can't even talk. They end up getting the camp right there, but they've managed to find 3 immediate kills, and now the Immortal phase is pushing up against them in bottom lane. They don't care. They're going to sidewall. They're going to go for they're going to go for Mal'Ganis, who is a wonderful Night Rush out. Taunt comes out from Dude Abides as well. Carrion Swarm coming out just to get some healing onto the Mal'Ganis, so they're back to full health. They're going to get the Necrotic Embrace out here and there. This keep is dealing damage to Lupus. They're tanking for the friendly team, and now they realize they need to back out. That timers are still about 15 seconds on average. They're body blocking one from getting out, but that's going to be a wonderful leap of faith. Great Righteous Hammer to force them back. They did get this Night Rush onto them, but they're not able to pass through them, and that will be about half the keep going down. They turn around saying, you know what, our fort's the only thing that went down right there. Carbon's health pool is making me nervous. Like, one stun and a minion wave would have been probably enough to get the kill onto them, but they should deny the majority of this Immortal phase. This is going to be, not the majority of it, but taking down this Keep for Gator. Maybe actually getting a little bit more than that. I just realized that this thing is sitting for 774 in auto, and that's quite a bit 14 minutes and 30 seconds into this game. Hanzo going to split off and go ahead and grab the camp in top lane. We currently have the camp in bottom lane still pushing up. Greymane and Anduin managing that. Joanna just zoning for the friendly team, making sure that no one's going to be trying to invade or even get another gank. Or maybe a reverse gank, not reverse gank, yeah, we'll call it that, sure enough. But I'll be honest, the play that was made over here with the Light Bomb, 300 IQ. I have never seen someone just you know what, they're probably on the camp, let's just Light Bomb Falling Sword this and then just get Yrel. Like, the Yrel follow-up was wildly it did more damage than I thought, but you also have to factor in there was a Wailing Arrow from Sylvanas. There was just so much damage that came out in a burst of a second, but they've all kind of regrouped. They're all back in position here as we can actually go ahead and cycle through some more numbers, get an idea of what those look like, as we do have another Immortal phase popping up in, I think 30 seconds or so. Baja's keyboard actually sends electric shock to the computer chip in my brain. What's up, Kaleo? How you doing, bud? Good to see you, friend. Thank you for the clip. Highlight if Baja ever sees one. I thought this was Divesh at first glance. It's the top NGS. Yeah. So, I think Heroic's very close to finishing out. I actually asked for the schedule and then I completely forgot it, but it's actually, I think Heroic is getting pretty close to actually finishing out their regular season, and then they go into playoffs. And then, as I said earlier, we're going to be doing S Division on Saturday on this channel. We'll have it at 5 and 7 PST, so that'll be 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock EDT or EST. Sorry, I was switching daylight and savings, but either way, we do have an Immortal phase popping up once again. Light Bomb coming out. That's going to be, it doesn't connect right there. They still try and find the Falling Sword. That won't be connecting either. There's going to be a bit of a split right now, as that's Hanzo trying to get the agility over the wall being interrupted. That's going to be a huge arrow from them. That's a decent duration on that stun as well. Sleep Dart follows up afterwards. Carrion Swarm coming through as well. Zainhai getting very low, ends up getting picked off right there, as now Lupus is getting chased out. They are actually looking to maybe find another kill. Chastise comes out, and that's to be like, Dad, you know what, just back off. Me and my friends are gonna go back, and you can go ahead and work on this Immortal phase here. You're welcome. Going good. Editing and exhausting. How are you? Tired. I'm very tired. I had a wonderful weekend of just fun, but I wish I had 5 more days to sleep. No, I'm doing pretty good. I went on vacation over the weekend. I surprised my pseudo sister, my sister basically. We didn't tell her that I was coming. We told everyone but her that I was coming, and so she was pretty pumped. It was a good weekend. We ran around Palm Springs and we bar hopped. We ended up getting Chinese food on Chinese New Year, and it was just a good time. Good people, good friends, and it was nice to kind of recharge. But I missed my dog the entire time. Immortal phase is over. This is going to be going over to the side of Anti-Clan Association, as we are going to be seeing 20 talent tiers popping up fairly soon in favor for the members of ReGen. But Anti-Clan Association has this late game Immortal. What are you going to be hitting for right now? That's the one thing I want to find. Light Bomb miss time? Yeah, a little bit. Lazy Hydra. How you doing, bud? Good to see you. 894 in auto. This boy thick. Just as immortal. I know Gillyweed actually used to know, like she'd always say the names when she was casting them. Wow, that's a wonderful crushing jaw afterwards to try and have just to try and help out. But now it's like every single time they're just like, we don't really care about the immortal phase. Like you can have it. We're just gonna try and capitalize on when you're preparing for the immortal phase. And also that's Ana down for the next 50 seconds. They tried to get the chastise combo out right there. A lot of damage onto Varian. Slows are coming out. Greymane dives out as well. That's going to be the Haunting Wave to connect onto the keep, so that means they're not tanking shots from the tower. Sylvanas does have that black arrow up and available still, so she needs to get those autos onto the keep itself to make sure it's not going to be getting damage out of them. 30 seconds onto the Ana right there as they back off. The Immortal now moving through the top lane keep is on the core. Something to note, the Immortal with this kind of yellowish gold swirl around them, that means that they're going to be attacking from a distance. That's their range. Once they lose their shield or that glow, well, kind of same, they move into melee range. So it's just something in your own games if you're wondering why the Immortal is not stepping up and why it's attacking from range and why sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's exactly that. When they have the shielding and attacks from range, when it has the shield, it attacks from range. When it has no shield, it attacks from melee. That's gonna be ReGen losing game number 1 to the Immortal phase from Anti-Clone Association. GG, well played. Not the end I was expecting. So core rush against the fully stacked Immortal, mad stretch. I was surprised by that one. The good old non-defense. To be honest, Murda, they were doing that the entire game. It worked out until that one Immortal, though. King Pinch, thank you for the follow during that game. I really appreciate it. And once again, thank you, Dave, for gifting the sub to Litterock. All right, I already know what map it's going to be, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you talents and stats a little bit more. I'll update all the background information, and then we'll go ahead and get into our next map really quickly. So that's gonna be the map chosen by them. That'll be this one. Okay. Also, on the note of just stream stuff in general. Sorry, of course I said something, and then I was like, let me just not talk for a couple seconds. So. Tonight we'll be having casts on this channel. Tomorrow night we'll be over on the Heroes Hearth channel. That'll be at 6 o'clock PST. Not Paradox and I will be bringing you the Heroes Hearth Celebrity Clash League. It's going to be 2 best of 3s. It's going to be an absolute riot. Players like Trixler, Tim from Heroes of Fitness, Mockery, Totski, Leon Black, Liam, Turk, Munefairs, I think I said Trixler already, Selenity, Kyberries, like Kyle Ferguson. Like that's a wild one for me. Like I not grew up, but like a lot of my early Heroes of the Storm was listening to Into the Nexus, and I still pop into their streams and like listen to their VODs every so often. But that I learned so much from those, and it's really wild to me to be like in a position at this point where I'm actually casting them as a player. Cause it's so cool to me. Cause like these are people that like I basically looked up to. Like I still look up to them. Like I run to them at BlizzCon. I nerd out. Like I fan out so hard over these people because they're so insanely knowledgeable and they do so much for the community. What does HHCL for? So Hut Cleaning Course Learning. Yes, exactly. So it's the Heroes Hearth Entertainment, HHE, CCL, the Heroes Hearth Celebrity Clash League. We don't say entertainment, but it's in their name. It's HHE CCL. So the CCL is the Celebrity Clash League, and it's Dred's the commissioner of it, and he kind of organized everything, and Workhorse and Jules and all of them run everything. I'll be actually doing all the observation tomorrow night because Kage doesn't love me anymore, and he said that he doesn't like my casting and he will not do obs for me, so I have to do it tomorrow. No, he's actually kind of busy, so he's not going to be able to be our observation list tomorrow, but that'll be me. So Not Paradox will be hosting, and I'll be doing observation. It'll be really, really fun. I hope you all come by for that one. And then Thursday, we're going to be having more Heroes of the Storm action on this channel. We'll be having 2 more best of 3s. We might actually start stream early. We might do like a long stream and try and might do some like community games. I know I'm like super behind on whatever replay uploads there are. I get emails every so often. It's like your max amount, which is a gig, is slowly dwindling. I'm like, I have 947 megabytes. Why are you warning me, Google? I'm okay. Either way. So while these players are getting into bio, we can talk about stream stuff. So tomorrow night, definitely we'll be having 2 live best of 3s. We might do some community games. It really just depends on energy levels and stuff like that. Wednesday actually takes a lot out of me. I found that out last week. I try and put I try and put everything I have into every stream, but Wednesday I really, really try and like push myself beyond my normal amount, just because I really, really want to put on the best show. And I always want to, but it's just, you know, I'm doing it for a bigger community and a bigger audience. So I want to do that. So no casting tomorrow. No, I'll be casting tomorrow. I'll be casting and observing and doing lobbies and analysis. It's going to be fun. I've played a game with a pool of her and some friends in that community. Yeah, Heroes Heart, they're amazing. So I'm gonna let them know to let me know when they are ready, and we'll go ahead and get into game number 2 in just a second. One thing I forgot to do, and that's a lot of lemon in that water. Dear Lord, I need to update the team score. I thought I did it in between games. All right, that's readies from everyone. Let's go ahead and find out what happens here in game number 2, making sure that everything is all set correctly. That is all set. So let's go ahead and get into game number 2 here in just a second. Welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. We find ourselves here in game number 2 on our first best of 3 of the evening on Infernal Shrines. And if you're sitting at home and you just popped in and you're the clip master with a capital P, and you were like, how do we get to Infernal Shrines? It's okay, I got you covered, friends. The home team this evening is going to be the members of Anti-Clan Association. They won the coin flip, opting for map pick priority for game number 1. Volskaya, Foundry, and Sky Temple were banned up by the members of Anti-Clan Association. Tomb of Spider Queen and Braxis Holdout were banned up by the members of ReGen. Battlefield of Eternity was the first map chosen by Anti-Clan Association and won by them. The opposing side has first pick or map pick priority. They're going to be opting for map pick priority for game number 2, and they're going to be choosing to take us to Infernal Shrines, giving first pick priority over to the side of Anti-Clown Association. Let's go ahead and get back into the draft, and we'll see what happens here. Jace, how's it going? Happy Tuesday. Good to see you, friend. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. I played. Sorry, those are 2 messages, and you got broken up. No, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. I semi-pieced it together. He just watched his wife's channel when she streamed. Oh, yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. It's, oh God, I'm blanking. I can picture her face and I can picture her voice. Like, I can like hear her voice in my head. They just had a baby. Kristen, I think is her name. She would always like stream before Into the Nexus, and she'd do like viewer games and stuff like that. I got to play with them a couple times. They're really, really awesome people. Choban on the left-hand side, Utherban on the right, and this is pretty much the standard from what we've been seeing thus far. Do we have a Deathwing ban as well? Is this going to be another Deathwing ban coming out, or are we going to be seeing something like a Sylvanas being removed as well? Anduin maybe even as well. Like, Anduin was quite the nuisance throughout that entire last game. We did have a lot of great plays coming out from Zainhide on the Joanna as well, but it looks like they might be opting for that first pick Joanna themselves, as they do have that priority. On the opposing side, we do have that... I want to say Valera, but it's actually going to be Maiev. Dear Lord, Maiev will be banned out. They're trying to kind of force the Deathwing ban out from the members of ReGen, and they're considering it, I think. I think they're considering, do we ban out Deathwing or do we ban out something else that we don't want to deal with? And we'll have to see what happens here, because this is a good map for them. This is actually going to be the Joanna ban. Joanna's really, really strong on a map like this between the top to mid rotations, or excuse me, mid to bottom rotations. Deathwing, he's in such a weird spot, because it's like, I've seen teams first pick him and dominate, and I've seen teams first pick him and absolutely get countered and blown up. There's actually going to be a first pick Greymane, because I think they're trying to consider... Oh, I thought I messed up on something because I got a message. We have some map ban stuff for tomorrow night that I'm already seeing, which is amazing. Like... Heroes Hearth, HHE runs their stuff so well. Like they're so organized. It's just baffling to me. She was the first person I really socialized with from Hot Scene. A little bit for me too. I think the End of the Nexus was like the first time I ever kind of like started like talking to HOTS people a little bit. On Twitch, you mean? Yeah, exactly. They actually grabbed the Greymane, they grabbed the Deathwing and a Mal'Ganis on the side of Anti-Clan Association. This is a Vala Ariel on the right-hand side. Ariel has notably been making waves as of late. She did have a little bit of a change last week to her resurrection. The cast time and the cast range, excuse me, the cast time was increased by 0.5 seconds if I'm not mistaken, and the range was reduced by 2, so it went from like 7 to 5, which if you want to picture that, that's kind of like the auto attack range of Brightwing, I think is a 5. I think she might be 5.5. We can double check in the game. We might be able to get someone who has like an auto attack range. We can kind of get you an idea of what that 5 looks like, or even regardless, you'll be able to see it in game. But it's a reduction like that's actually pretty significant. So you're going from basically Zul Jin auto attack distance with both of his level 1 and baseline quests being finished out, but still like a 7 point something range going to a 5 is significant. Leorc to be banned out here as they don't want to deal with the damage over time or percent base damage that you can deal into Deathwing. Now, that's one of the first times I've actually seen a ban onto Leorc over Malthael when they're up and available, and so I'm a little surprised by that. When I was casting Division S the last weekend, I kept talking about whenever there was a Deathwing, I was like, oh, this is going to be a Malthael ban probably, or excuse me, a Leorc ban, because I thought Leorc was way stronger into it, but a lot of teams respecting that Malthael a little bit more. Seems like it might just be the choice, but there, of course, is the Malthael pickup and a Diva pickup as well. It's a bit of an odd one for me. I'm a little surprised by that Diva grab, but hey, we'll see if they're going to be able to make it work right there. Last 2 picks coming out from Anti-Clan Association. They are going to be needing a healer as well as a little extra damage with this Greymane. A Hanzo wouldn't be horrible here. The Orphea wasn't bad either. I actually like the idea of like an Orphea, and then they can't go on us. Okay, Deckard Cain and a Jaina. Not a bad idea at all. Jaina has really good wave clear and shrine clear, so it's going to be great for the team. The slows will allow them to capitalize on some of the chases. It also allows Deckard Cain to maybe solidify a scroll of ceiling and maybe even solidify a kill for the friendly team, because they no longer need to, well, I mean, they can still take Sapphire if they really wanted to, but they don't need to now because Jaina can be providing said slows that they usually use for the setup onto the scroll of ceiling. But that's going to be a Li Ming to round this draft out. So it's a main tank Diva, solo lane Malthael, and this is a map where a lot of people, and even myself, I've seen and also talked with, Li Ming tends to struggle a little bit here because of the skeletal. They're not jailers, and my skeletal defenders, there we go. And Li Ming can struggle into getting damage in there because the skeletal defenders pop up randomly. So if you're trying to, you know, throw in a combo into the shrine, you might not make it because it might be hitting a skeletal defender rather than a Deckard Cain or something like that. So I don't know, like Li Ming on this map has always just been a little iffy for me, I'll be honest. But hey, either way, we're going to be going ahead and getting ourselves into Infernal Shrines, our game number 2 of our game number 2 of our first best of 3 series. As a note as well, between our 2 best of 3 series, we're going to be doing a short bark box with Bandit, and just something fun that I thought we'd do. We got the time. I purposely scheduled an opening in between these 2 matches because I don't think one best of 3 is going to be going 2 hours. If it did, I'd be a little nervous. But hey, let's go ahead and find out if they end up going to a game number 3, and maybe we do end up going to 2 hours. On the left-hand side, we got the Anti-Clan Association trying to mount on. I love this just mount cancellation, it's always so good. Deathwing is going to be played by the dude abides. We have My Pal Vince on the Mal'Ganis, Kelser going to be on the Jaina, Gotfeld's going to be on the Greymane, and Quantum on the Deckard Cain. On the right-hand side, we got the members of ReGen. Lupus is going to be on the Malthael, Zanehyde will be on the Diva. I don't say it enough, so it just wasn't popping in my head. Troy going to be on the Vala, Porky going to be on the Ariel, and we have Carbon on the Li Ming. Let's go ahead and check out our level 1s and see what our first mid lane engagement looks like. On a Pale Horse for Malthael, so I think they're going to be doing some quick rotations from top to mid to maybe even bottom to try and make a gank attempt happen, or it might just be the opportunity to also be able to chase onto Deathwing a little bit more. Just getting the mark onto them right there, they can jump over the wall and potentially chase into them further, as Deathwing is going to use the Molten Breath right there. We do have Carbon throwing out a little bit of damage here and there. Sorry, I just want to double check. Molten Breath? Molten Flame. That's I've been trying to learn all the Deathwing abilities by heart so that way I can cast it properly. Li Ming, of course, when I go into top lane, is going to be getting picked off by the Greymane right there, and Anti-Clan Association looking to start this out strong, but the members of ReGen are going to be looking to take us to a game number 3 here, if they can. But what is better, Deathwing or Diva Wing? Oh, next level stepping? Kinda, sorta, yeah, Zulrils. How's it going, bud? I'll be honest, like that skin, that's a good looking skin. It's really, really cool. But it doesn't breathe fire, and that's a sad thing. Like, if only, I mean, it'd look a lot more like Blaze, and I'm sure that's the reason they didn't do it, but like, if the guns actually shot like little like flames or something like that. Regardless, we are going to be currently having Zainhide potentially losing the mech as they're going to kind of bop into everyone on their way out. The auto attacks from Greymane actually won't be enough as they burst into them. Greymane actually does have a 5.5 range, so a lot of these heroes do, so you can kind of get an idea. So watch Vala and Greymane. That's that 5 range I was talking about in the draft when you have Resurrect for Porky coming up. I would expect it to be Resurrect. We could be seeing Crystal Aegis. We'll have to see what happens at level 10, but this invade onto the camp might not go out well for them. Zainhide actually now coming back, but they're in the pilot form, and actually the pilot form has a significant amount of damage per second. The D.Va in the pilot form, it's doing 62 damage right now, but it's the attack rate. It's the attack rate of 4 that makes it so wild. So you get basic attacks per second, you do 4 basic attacks per second. So caster math isn't going to be kicking in right now, but it's going to be 64, because it's rounding down, I think, times 4 per second, if you're able to obviously get all that. But still, it's just, it's so much, and I think a lot of people undervalue the D.Va mech damage, but it's also hard to kind of play around that factor because I know I keep harping on this right now, but like her health pool right now is 1,350. I think Abathur might actually have more baseline health than that. Currently, though, we do have the 2 bruiser camps going to be grabbed. We have the Arcane Shrine going to be in the bottom lane. Oh, by the way, I guess I'm going to start hitting on this note a little bit more because your minimap is your best friend. A lot of people don't realize how much of your best friend your minimap is. For example, instead of me being on this camp being like, oh man, what's the timer on this camp? Instead, I could just mouse over it, know that it's going to be 2 minutes and it's counting down. On a map like this, you also do know that the first Punisher will be Arcane. Now, granted, we do know this because of the little thing at the top, but if you hover over it on your minimap, before this entire bottom piece pops up here and you do know it's Arcane there, or even on top of the beacon, you can hover over it and know that it's going to be Arcane, Mortar, or Frozen. And actually the tag will reflect it as well, Arcane being purple, Mortar being red or orangish, and then Frozen being a little that bluish tealish, or not tealish, but like kind of like a light blue. Regardless of colors, we do have Deathwing currently landing on top of a lot of people. D.Va's going to be popping the mech to zone back the enemy team, going to be trying to put some damage onto Dudabai. It's going to be losing one of those armor plates right there as the mecha form will be falling from the sky. Currently have my pal Vince dealing out of. Ooh, that's a very good route coming out from Decker Kane. Molten Flame coming out, but Troy's able to sidestep a lot of that damage. Currently have Zainhide just boosting out to try and push people around a bit, and they also do have the majority of this shrine picked up on the side of ReGen. Another scroll of ceiling to go out to zone. That's going to be Cataclysm coming through from Deathwing, coming through to the far side of this. Going to get a little bit of damage on some of these skeletal defenders, but they only need 6 more on the opposing side. In this Destroyer form, Dudabites is trying to do their best to get some damage onto Porky, who's going to get slowed. We do have my pal Vince chasing in the Necrotic and base to find that damage, but they end up finding the Immortal regardless on the side of ReGen while losing 2 members. This Arcane Punisher moving on in through bottom lane. They do have the Bruiser camp as well pushing into top, so it's something they need to be a little bit worried about. Looks like this Punisher glitched out a little bit or something. Did it not jump? Or did it jump into the gate or something? It seems to be like bugged out a little bit, stuck in the gate. It'll jump backwards regardless. They don't end up pushing up with this. This is gonna be they're gonna be trying to push up in the top lane. Dudabides does land up here, but this is the entire front gate gonna be gone. And that's actually a huge advantage for a team. Getting the front gate down on Infernal Shrines means that when the Punisher does jump over, you no longer have to burn down that gate. You can actually try and step forward with the Punisher. Dudabides eats so much damage. I think losing 2 armor plates right there, or at least losing half their health, as that's going to be a wonderful detainment strike coming out. Going to be having the D.Va mech into the backline. Quantum is trying to work their way out of here. A little bit of a slower walk from that old man as Deathwing will be picked up in the top left of our screen. Got Filth is trying to defend as best they can. Decker King with a couple potions. The roll away. They're getting the potions they need, but they keep immediately getting hit by a combo from Li Ming. So I was saying they might struggle here, but the poke potential is massive for them. Malthael on your minimap you can also see is doing double rotations to make sure that the experience gap can be closed between these 2 teams. Speaking of, we actually haven't looked at much of the other numbers coming out from some of these players. Also, Skyfall being picked up by the Deathwing right there, as you saw a couple of those meteorites falling down, and they were kind of interrupting or at least losing the D.Va mech form. Gonna use that lunge to get further away from the enemy team as another combo comes out from Carbon, getting some good damage in right there. But I was saying that they might struggle here. They're playing the angles just right. As I was noting also, Malthael doing double rotations. They picked up that on a pale horse. They have that increased movement speed by 20%. The regular movement mount speed is 130%, so the on a pale horse giving that extra 20 right there. We currently have the top lane fort getting pushed in, but as I was noting beforehand, we currently have no idea what Punisher it's going to be. We know it will be in mid lane, but now we can hover over it. No, it's going to be Frozen Punisher. Top left camped in 45, top right in 41, and now they know this, so they're going to go ahead and grab the camp in the bottom left. They're going to try and steal this away, but you can see Deathwing playing the angle. Mal'Ganis and friends coming in. Going to be a touch too late. Zaynhide, oh wait, stay a while and listen. Going to connect onto the Diva. She almost does have the Mecha Explosion up and available. We'll see if she can get that during this fight. Val's the first one to go down. Cataclysm coming through. Going to be looking for one. Resurrection coming out from Porky as well as the 10 Talonteers were up on both sides. Zaynhide going to be losing the Mecha form. Lupus trying to get out of here as they end up getting to the minion wave with the Death Shroud, but Zaynhide ends up going down in the pilot form, meaning they're actually going to be having a full death timer. That was a great detainment strike from Porky, but they're going to continue to advance further. Carbon tries to back out of there. Fellclaw's going to be slowing them down. Another Necrotic Embrace as Dude Abide swaps into, I think, the World Breaker form right there. And that's also going to be 14 out of the 20 stacks, excuse me, 15 out of the 20 stacks on the Jaina at level 1. Also, I did note that they might be using the Jaina to be able to get the slows for the Decker Cane. Might not need the Sapphire, but they end up going into it regardless. And that Sapphire still is a very good slow increase, I guess you could say, or just it's more control within the team fight. We actually have seen them chasing a little bit with that one right there, as we are going to be having both the Impaler camps pushed into mid lane. Nothing in the bottom lane going to be picked up, but it will be Bruiser camp on left, right, and then we've got our Frozen Punisher popping up in mid lane. It jumped at Deathwing, who laughed at it. Oh, I didn't even see that. Bunny hop by the gods. I missed that it was even bunny hop. I'm not gonna lie. I was just so in the match right now. It's also bellowing roar for the Deathwing. Not something we see too often. It's typically the Burn Beneath My Shadow. Now, Burn Beneath My Shadow did have a 20% reduction on the damage over time to buildings. I think it is. Yeah, I think it was the well, I can't actually hover over it, no, unless I actually click on them. Regardless, Deathwing going to use Cataclysm right there. That's going to be the bunny hop, and Diva just being such a nuisance in the backline. Zaynhide will be going down right there, as this is going to be my pal Vince turning around and saying, you know what, I'll use these Fellclaws towards the skeletal defenders, as Porky, I think, is... They do have Resurrect. So they're going to go ahead and cast it from the bush right there, so they're not going to be interrupted. Potentially, Mal'Ganis going to go ahead and pop the Carrion Swarm. Going to be able to get right out of there, as there's a lot of damage coming out. God, Filth needs to get out of here, as the healing from Decker Cane is somehow connecting onto them, but unfortunately, they end up getting picked off. That's a reset for Li Ming. Boosters forward. Lupus taking a lot of damage here. That's going to be a vault forward from Vala as they get the clap from the Ariel, and that's going to be a solidified kill onto Mal'Ganis. They turn around and say, this should be our shrine. Top lane is going to be having the two shamans battling it out. I'm watching to see if any of the shamans are being targeted by the minion waves just yet. Doesn't seem like it. This one on the left has taken a little bit of damage, but this is slowing it down from pushing in further. Meanwhile, speaking of things getting pushed in further, this mid lane is what they're trying to open up even further, so that way the Punisher is going to be threatening keep front gate rather than just the fort itself. Not a bad play coming out from ReGen, as well as getting themselves their 13 talent here during this push. Li Ming instantly snaps the glass cannon too. Gonna throw in some damage from the side right there. Punisher jumping over the wall. Frozen one is that, so it will be locking down the towers for, I believe, 3.5 seconds. Then they regain their ability to shoot missiles or cannon shots once again. It's a lot like, think of Syndragosa, but it's just a very short duration, as Porky has so much damage on them. There's going to be the Well of Hope onto themselves. There will be a root onto Zaynhide as they end up trying to just zone back the enemy team. Punisher does go down, but it seems like ReGen's going to stick around in this mid lane trying to push up further. Might be a little risky doing this, with Cataclysm coming through from the Deathwing. Porky's, I think, going to be that initial target. Bellowing Roar comes out as well, and that's going to be it. Unfortunately, I ended up pushing everyone where they needed to go. Night Rush coming out, but Lupus, I think, is going to be able to get out of there just fine. Backing up into top lane really quickly. Still the shaman camps battling each other. This is actually really lucky for Anti-Clan Association, the way that this is playing out, denying so much of the opposing side shaman. Like that paused the entire top lane for a solid minute and a half, I would say. Next Punisher also to note will be Mortar in bottom lane. We've got a minute on both those camps on the left and the right, and well, a little bit longer on this right-hand side as they actually just grabbed that one. All right. Sorry, I'm trying to Put my T back right there. Skyfall coming out from the Deathwing. Li Ming trying to throw out a little bit of damage from the side here and there. They will be able to grab this camp on the side of ReGen. Top lane camp is still pushing in as Deathwing push that out a bit. Here comes the laning from Deathwing onto Lupus. Dalewild and Listen coming out as well. We're going to be locking down Malthael, and they end up finding the kill. Lunge forward from Deathwing. Is there a Resurrect onto Malthael? They actually do have it up and available, but Troy's going to be going down. That's going to be Ariel going down as well. They can self-resurrect if they'd like. Realistically, though, it's a 60 second? No, it's 90 seconds, I think. No, it's 80 seconds, excuse me. Caster knows things. Yeah, I think just holding on to this makes a little bit more sense instead of just burning it just to get yourself back up. But that was a invade that they needed. Apparently, we're going to be having a small pause. Let's go ahead and find out what these players are talking about. Whew, how is chat doing this evening? Apparently we have a power cord failure on laptop. Monka S in chat. What a terrifying timer to be on. It's just like, all right, you've got to win this game. Imagine playing on a laptop in 2020. I mean, not everyone has room for a whole desktop computer. Don't be so judgy. My co-caster apparently burned himself out immediately at the start of our stream. He did also rip some of the fuzz out of the Hedgie, I just realized. Maybe he realized what horrible mistake he's made. Now he feels bad about it. Either way, thanks for hanging out, everyone. Thanks for supporting stream. We are continuing to push towards Twitch Partner, which is the big thing for us, is just continuing to keep our average viewership above 75. So for all of you out there hanging out, supporting, and just lurking and chatting and whatever, thank you for being here. Thanks for pushing towards the dream. And hopefully we can reapply fairly soon. I did look at my stats today. We're a little bit low, but maybe after Division S this weekend, we'll apply again. Not too sure, but hey. Let's get denied a 7th time, I think. I think this will be the 7th application, if I'm not mistaken. All right, let's go ahead and get back into the game. All right, we are back into it. Get a desk? Wait, what? I had a desk. So when I was in architecture school, like all I had was one computer. I had a laptop, but I had to have a laptop because I had to be able to go to class and work on my project for 5 to 6 hours in class, and then all my other projects for 5 to There's there's just some people you have to have a laptop. You just gotta. You gotta, and I didn't have enough money to have a desktop and a laptop. What do you think? You think I make real caster money or something? I think I'm happy with my video. I'm gonna upload it tomorrow, and ideas to add it as something to go through it. But you think you're done now? Awesome, dude. That's congratulations, Kaylee. I know you were working long on that one. I know you had to probably cut out a lot of things you didn't want to, but I'm excited to take a peek at that whenever it does go up. Thanks for doing that. Also, Zool Rules. How you doing, bud? Get a desk. Get a desk. Come on now. Troy gonna get dove on this bottom lane right now. That's gonna be Greymane taking quite a bit of damage. The wave of force not enough to force them away or even solidify a counter kill as they end up getting the Li Ming right there. Skyfall coming out from Deathwing just to add in a little extra damage here and there. This is also 16 talent here in favor for the members of Anti-Clan Association, as we also have the Jaina finished out. Excuse me. Finished out on the Fingers of Frost at level 1. Malthael actually at 0 stacks on Last Rites. I actually don't think I've seen Malthael use Last Rites just yet. I don't think they've been around a target low enough, nor have they gotten anyone low enough in some of these fights to be able to utilize it. Little wave of force to push them back. Yeah, I'm not Mockery. I just have money thrown at me apparently. We still watching your D&D group? You should ask Jinxie Cat. Double check with Jinxie Cat because that's her stream. I was just proposing it. I don't know if she actually wanted to do it. I don't want to just agree to things on her stream for her, you know? We have 16 talents here up on both sides. Let's actually go ahead and take a peek at some of the other talents, or excuse me, some of the other numbers really quickly, as we have not seen those in a little bit right now. Mortar Punisher for the bottom lane. Malthael still, I think Malthael's probably Hearthing, yeah. Lupus is going to be Hearthing back. Deathwing is going to be managing mid lane. They might actually fly up from mid to maybe finish out the extra armor plating, because I think you have 40 max, right? Yeah, I think you have 40 max, but you lose like the first one immediately once you take damage. Either way, we'll see what happens. We'll see when the Deathwing lands, because I was like, wait a minute, is it 30? No, it should be 40. It's 10 per. Either way, there's the landing coming in from Deathwing. Yeah, so it is going to be 40. It drops to immediately 30. Diva's going to be losing her mecha form. Carrion Swarm coming out from the Mal'Ganis, as we currently have Malthael on the backline trying to find someone to kill. Lunge forward. My Pal Vince will be going down, so there is going to be a last rites value coming out from them. Diva did end up going down in the pilot form as well, didn't she? No. Okay, sorry. I thought I saw the pilot. I thought I saw the mech going down. Apparently not. I think I might have read that backwards or something. No, she might have gotten down and resurrected. That might have been it. Because resurrect's on a 20-second cooldown. Okay, we figured it out, stream. We did it. We managed to do it. Just arrived. What is this diva shenaniganery going on right now? I mean, Colonel, I don't know what to tell you. It's just heroic division shenanigans. Stream watch party. Let's go. Absolutely. If you're not watching the D&D stream on Saturday, I don't know what you're doing with your Saturdays. Probably like yard work or something. But you know what you could do? You could turn the D&D stream onto audio only and just listen to it. Just saying. That's actually an option in Twitch. I know on my phone I can do that specifically. So, either way, Bunny Hop coming up from Divas. Dudabai is going to be landing. They throw a combo immediately onto them. Diva's going to be using the Mecha Explosion. Zaynhide trying to work their way out as Dudabai takes so much damage. Bellowing Roar coming out. That's going to be a huge heal onto Diva. She jumps back into the mech form. Troy, so very low, ends up getting picked off right there. Deathwing did go down in a 1-for-1 trade. Diva's going to be losing her mech in the lower half of our screen. Malthael did get picked off in the top. And this is going to be Porky getting chased over here as Anti-Clan Association finds another kill onto this enemy team. Top lane does still have the Shaman Camp pushing in. We have an inactive Arcane Punisher coming in through mid lane as our next one. Excuse me, I was just looking around the minimap and just trying to see what's going on here. What did Deathwing take at 20? Next, after landing, Deathwing Destroyer form, Deathwing's ability to increase. Okay. Top lane 4 ended up going down to the Shaman Camp. If left uncontested, this thing will take down your entire... It'll go straight to your core. It won't end the game, but it will go straight to core, and it can take down a keep if left uncontested. Also, if the towers don't target it, because there's a little bit of RNG with this. Like, if the wave's not buffed up enough, the Shaman themselves will actually get targeted by the towers, and that just burns it down, and that usually ends up mitigating it. But right now, Li Ming's trying to throw out a little bit of stray damage to take care of that right there as they open up this top lane further. There's no Punisher up here, but I think they're just looking to just stack this up a little bit more because they know that they could potentially be feeding in two camps consistently as Anti-Clan Association steps up further onto this keep with a camp and a decent wave right behind them. Stay a while and listen coming out from the Decker Kane to zone some people back, but Diva found a wonderful flank to knock them out of that. Deathwing going to be going for the Molten Flame, but realizes they can't stand there that long. They won't be able to burn down the keep. They're looking for consistent catapult pressure through the top lane, I think, during this Punisher phase, but they're alright with being able to get the majority of that, not losing a member, and then turning around and having control, or at least posturing on this camp or this objective. Really good start for them right now. I'm sitting here with my hood over my head, laid back in a chair, good stuff. See, perfect. Oh, it's a Zaynhide sub, counter kill culture. Standard clownery, yes, exactly. Standard clownery. Nothing but standards on the Bahama Gaming stream. 20 talent here up on the opposing side, but they're going to be trying to force the fight on the side of ReGen. Zaynhide's going to be losing the mecha form. That's going to be a very low pilot as they find the Diva kill. Resurrect is up and available, but that's going to be a reduced range on that as well, so Porky has to play from further behind. That's going to be 3 kills in favor for the members of Anti-Clan Association as Porky's going to be killing the Water Elemental right there from Jaina, but they move in through top lane, and Anti-Clan Association's looking to end game number 2 here in a very quick fashion. Malthael bought back in. The only one that's left dead is going to be Diva. That's for the next 36 seconds. We have a force coming out that was going to be Repulsion, picked up by the Li Ming as well, so you can see the increased area coming out from her on that repulsion, trying to move people around. But they end up just getting the keep, and they back right out. I think they were trying to consider the end game, but with all the resurrection tools that they have between Malthael as well as the Ariel themselves, they're going to be going ahead and just moving back and grabbing Arcane Punisher. A little surprised by the Shield of Hope. Typically, I've been seeing... Actually, you know what? It's kind of 50-50 with Shield of Hope. I feel like I've actually been seeing people go for Shield of Hope as well as the upgrade at level 20 for the Resurrection, which I don't actually know the name of the Resurrection upgrade at 20, but it's if the person you resurrect stays alive or is alive, the cooldown reduction of resurrect is increased, so you can half the resurrection cooldown so long as the player doesn't die. That's the simple text of it all. Is the Punisher actually no Deckard Cain with the Scroll of Sealing gonna solidify the kill onto D.Va right there, and that's a lot of damage over time being mitigated. Cataclysm to actually put themselves on the friendly side of this. I think they were landing to be aggressive, use the Cataclysm to get some damage and some zoning. That will be the Punisher going down. Currently going to be having the Resurrect coming out onto the D.Va pilot form, going to be able to get back into their mech. So it looks like the Resurrect actually gets them back into the mech immediately. Interruption onto Quantum right there as Deathwing is going to be having some zoning Molten Flame. I think there was a Last Rites. No, that was Carrion Swarm that came out. No, there was a Last Rites. It's on cooldown. Deathwing does get picked off right there, as it looks like they're just trying to disengage at this point, but they end up getting they get 2 keeps. They actually might get 3. No, they're getting 3 in this bottom lane. They don't care. They're like, we want to kill more of you so that way we can potentially just end game through mid. Nice to Tame and Strike catching Mal'Ganis. They don't have the Carrion Swarm for the next 50-some seconds. Look at Greymane though. Look at Greymane. Greymane's just currently trying to end the game, and I don't think they're going to be able to. They actually went into the Hunter's Blunderbuss. They had some splash damage coming out. Lupus, do you get the interrupt? Oh, not in time. So that will be Greymane back for the defense. Lupus is going to be over at the core. This will be mid lane keep going down, so at least they have that response. This is a very good heroic division matchup. This could be anyone's game. We could be seeing a game number 3, or we could be seeing Anti-Clan Association close this out in a 2-0 fashion. This is gonna be a close one, I do think, chat. We're 20 minutes into the game. Let's actually, yeah, we haven't done this in a little bit. Let's cycle through the numbers because we haven't looked at the late game numbers just to get an idea of what those look like. The only thing that's unquested or unfinished is going to be Malthael's heroic talent, which is at 2 out of the 15 stacks possible. I don't think they went for the upgrade at level 20 to reduce that entire amount. Top lane fort goes down as the Frozen Punisher will be up there next. Either team could end with this. I mean, we're talking 21 minutes. Actually, we'll probably be looking at 23, 24 minutes if it goes to that long for the next Punisher. D.Va mech taking a lot of damage as the camp is going to be continuing to push in. They clear that out. And right now, I think it's just kind of the reset on the map. Both teams just looking for camp pressure, looking for lane clear, and just maybe looking for small advantages, but not trying to step too far out because they don't want to get caught out of position. Like Got Filth, I think they're worried about this camp because they have no idea where the enemy team is. The only person they see is probably Malthael, which means they could be near bottom lane. Skyfall was just used by Deathwing. They dropped a meteorite onto them, so Deathwing is having vision onto this camp. Bronze League, thank you, Bronze League Nate, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. John Knight, Crom, Kingpin, Shredded Wind, and Simply, Hebby. Enjoy your Asthma Pogs, Baja Rages, Finger Guns, and your little Gilded Beard in chat. Seriously, thank you so much, Bronze League. Bronze League Nate, thank you so much for the gifted subs. Seriously, thank you so much. I hope you all enjoy your gifted subs this evening, as we are still in our first of 2 best of 3 series. We're going to be having a small break in between these, but we're going to be opening up a bark box and chatting with stream. We can talk about the matchups for tomorrow night for the Heroes Hearth Celebrity Clash League. But on the side right now, as we currently have my pal Vince trying to chase onto Zanehide. Gonna be having Bunny Pop coming out from them. Deckard Cain taking a lot of damage. Quantum needs to get out of here. That's gonna be the stay a while and listen to buy extra a little bit more time. Quantum takes so much damage. Troy gonna get turned on, and that's gonna be a 1 for 2 in favor for the members of Anti-Clan Association. Greymane ends up going down. Ariel will be picked off as well. They're gonna self-resurrect, but that's right next to the enemy team. Lupus is right there as well. They're looking for a Last Rites, I think, onto one of these players. Deathwing gonna use the Cataclysm to get out of there, but Mal'Ganis looking to find the kill into Lupus as they're dipping and dodging and diving and dipping and dodging and diving, and oh my god, can they actually get the kill? Mal'Ganis ends up going down. Malthael goes down to Mal'Ganis, as this is going to be actually, Malthael even bought back in once again. They actually have to, they needed to, actually, they had to go, technically they had to die and buy back in, because I don't think anyone could have hearthed back quick enough to deal with this. Whew. Every time I come, I get my money's worth. Bronze League Nate, thank you seriously so much. I really appreciate that. You did not have to, but thank you for supporting stream. Thank you for essentially buying bark boxes for Bandit, which is what we have coming up. Like, it's because of the people who gift subs and the people who sub, like, and the people who, like, it's because of all of you. Like, I don't want to just limit it. It's literally everyone in chat for being here and supporting. Like, it's because of you we get to have bark boxes and we get to have nice upgrades to stream. Seriously, I love you all so much. I really, really do. All right. Frozen Punisher for top lane. This is game ending for either team, realistically. I mean, as I said beforehand, this is 24 minutes coming in here, and they still are working their way through it. Now, this is going to be bottom lane catapult pressure coming in. These catapults are hitting for 400 to 460 to 480 in auto. As long as they stop them from hearthing back, this is going to be very similar to game number 1. Now, there is a minion wave in bottom lane as well, helping out, but there's no catapult in that wave. That's going to be Rain of Vengeance coming out from the Vala. We currently have the Water Elemental from Jaina as well. Deathwing going to be using the Cataclysm to come through in towards the top of this team. That's going to be Greymane trading out into Malthael. Diva Mech will be going down. Kelser's so very low. They don't actually... Oh, the Hungering Arrow is going to be hungering after them, and that will be the damage they need to solidify it. That's going to be Bellerin Roar coming out. There was a Hearth coming out from Diva to help manage the core, but they end up leaving their friendly team. Shield of Hope to help out a couple members. Porky might be a little too far out here. They do have the Self-Resurrect. Lunge forward from Deathwing. Oh, unfortunately, that's going to be a reset for Carbon, as they have chased out way too far, and Troy got the burst they needed. Carbon, ooh, with the repulsion, is going to get split. Quantum is not going to be able to manage that right there, and this is looking like ReGen might be taking us to a game number 3, as they have found 5 kills on the opposing side. Resurrect coming into the Malthael, and they're rushing into mid lane to potentially end the game. 19 seconds on the Greymane, 22 seconds on the Jaina. They've got no wave behind them, so this is going to be a little difficult for them. Li Ming can throw a lot of damage from a distance, and Vala can kind of jump in here and there, but this is going to be core shielding that needs to get tanked, and it looks like Porky will be the initial one to tank this. Jaina and Greymane coming back in as the core is falling a little too rapidly. I think this is going to be the members of ReGen taking us to a game number 3 in our first best of 3 series of the evening, and I think they've managed to do so. We'll see here. Porky gonna force them back. Yeah, the rain event. Oh, wait, hold on. No, there's no way. There's no way they're able to turn this around, as that will be game number 2 going over to the side of ReGen. We go to game 3. GG. Well played. Oh god, that was a good one. Yo, Delta, Ignasty, Caledorn. What is up, my friends? Great call from ReGen. If they knew that the first 2 cats wouldn't have been game. Yeah, I actually thought that the Catas were going to do a lot more damage than they did, but the minion wave came in and actually cleared up majority of that. Oof. I thought like 24-minute catapults were going to be easily whittling that core down, but no, apparently not. That worked out for ReGen. We get to go to game 3, which I'm always happy about. Worst case scenario, if we don't have time for Bark Box, we'll do it at the end of the stream. I will not deny you all the Bark Box. That is the Bahamut Gaming guarantee. Oh my god, Totski! Welcome everyone from Totski's stream. I hope you had fun blowing everyone's face up. Did it show on stream? Hold on. Did it show on stream the raid? Oh my god, Totski, thank you for the subscription. I was in studio mode and I was changing stuff. Totski, welcome everyone from Totski's stream. Thank you. Here, we're gonna resend this because I don't know if it went or not. Thank you so much, Totski, for the raid. I hope you had a wonderful viewers night. If you have not been watching Totski or have not been playing with her, please go ahead and do so. Sarah Orion is in chat as well. The person that I always mess up their name, I swear I will get it right from now on. But thank you all for coming here. Good to see all of you. I love you all. We blew up all the face. Good. You blew up all the face. That's exactly what we wanted. Longer games are always a win for me. Mm-hmm. I learned to think from Kyle from Into the Nexus. It takes 3 stacked catapults to end game. 2 or less will get cleared out. All right, go Stunk. Today we're learning. All right, we do have our final map. Let's go ahead and get that marked up here. It's going to be map picked by them. We're going to be going to there, so it's going to be that. Oops, it's going to be that and this. Perfect. Let me make the lobby and we'll go ahead and get into game number 3 here of our first of 2 best of 3 series. Also, Totski, we're going to be opening up a Bark Box later. It's either after this game or it will be after the final best of 3. I'm not too sure because of the fact of just timing, and I don't want to make teams wait on me because I just feel rude doing that. Team 2, let's get them in here. Also, on a note, I do have one more free Bark Box to give away. And I think we're going to be doing that in between the 2 S Division games on Saturday. So if you want to potentially earn yourself a Bark Box, I have one more code. It's actually for the Super Chewer Bark Box. And you can come by on Saturday. I'll be raffling that off in between the 2 best of 5 series. And of course, the teams did not listen and they all joined in at the same time. So I have no idea who's on what side. No, this is not right. Hold on. Porky just waits. Oh my god. The one thing that casters don't know is all the players on these teams. So if everyone joins in at the same time, I have no idea who's on what side. So now I get to play the fun game of, is this person on this team or is this person on this team? Sorry for my bitching right now, but I have told these teams for the 3rd time this evening not to do this, and they continue to do this, and I'm currently just trying to figure this all out. So my apologies, everyone. I'd like to get into the next game, but the players decide to just join in instead of just waiting patiently. So hold on one second. Sorry, everybody. Shame them in chat. Ask one of the teams to leave the lobby. They won't. Why can't we listen to instructions? Because we can't have nice things. I can't, like, I just want to run things easy and simply, and it makes things everything more difficult. And it's not like I let them know after game 1. I literally let them know when we were doing map bans, and it's been every single match. So I'm sorry, ReGen and Anti-Clan Association, but don't do that. Don't, please, dear Lord. Yes, all the shames in chat. Yes, Balfrag. Little Baja Rage. Alrighty, everybody. Sorry about that. Just not a fan. I'm sorry for your frustration. Thank you, Eddie. Alright, we're just waiting on one player to let us know that they're ready. They said 1 sec, but that's probably going to be a minute or 2. Sounds like they both want to forfeit. Yeah, exactly. Sweet. All right. Let's go ahead and get into game number 3, excuse me. Welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. On the left-hand side, we got the Anti-Clan Association. On the right is going to be ReGen. We are going to be here on our 3rd map of our first best 3 series. And if you're sitting at home and you just got raided over by the Shark Queen herself, Totski, and you're like, how did we get here, Bahamut? I got you covered, friends. The home team this evening is going to be the members of Anti-Clan Association. They won the initial coin flip for game number 1, banning out Volskaya Foundry and Sky Temple as they opted for map pick priority for game number 1. Tomb the Spider Queen and Braxis Holdout were banned up by the members of ReGen. First map was Battlefield of Eternity, as noted by Anti-Clown Association. They won that map. The opposing side had first pick priority, so they opted for map pick priority. Or excuse me, the opposing side had, the losing side has map pick or first pick priority, so they opted for map pick and chose to take us to Infernal Shrines. We just saw that map and they won that. Anti-Clown Association had the same choice and they opted for map pick priority in game number 3, and they've chosen to take us to Cursed Hollow. Now, I saw that there was a couple things happen right there, so I'm sorry about missing that, but let's go ahead and get back into the draft as we had Kyle Ferguson raiding over. Thank you so much, Kyle Ferguson, and Winterheart, thank you so much for the raid as well. I was literally talking about maps, and then here we are with Kyle Ferguson. We were actually just talking about you, Kyle. Dear Lord, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome everyone from Kyle's stream. He's actually going to be on the Heroes Heart Celebrity Clash League tomorrow night. We'll be casting them. I actually was talking about them earlier as well. Offices and Bosses Season 3 coming soon. Ooh, Ghost Dunk, for real? Thank you all for joining me. Oh my god. Welcome, Kyle's stream. Welcome, Winterheart stream. Thank you all for supporting. I love you all so much. Kyle, I'm super excited to be casting you tomorrow night. I was actually talking about how wild it is and how much I fangirled out to be able to cast you a little bit. But either way, Deathwing, Ariel to be banned on the left-hand side, Cho and Ana to be banned out on the right. We still have things like Joanna up and available. We still have things like Uther up and available. As I was just about to say, it's been banned out consistently until this map, and it looks like the members of ReGen want to be going in right there. Delta's saying that there's a diva incoming. Speak of the devil, yeah, exactly. War, what's up? Thank you, Kaleo, for the shout out. Oh god. Seriously, thank you all so much for the raids. I really, really appreciate it. We are pushing towards Twitch partners, so all of the lurking, support, rating, it really does help, and it helps expose the channel more and helps us get to that potential little goal that we've been answering or trying to go for. The biggest thing, honest to God, I don't care about making money off of stream. All I want to do is have transcoding. That is the one thing that I constantly wish, because do you know what's the hardest thing about getting Twitch partner? Is when you don't have the ability to have transcoding, people can't watch your stream, so you can't actually be Twitch partner. Regardless, my rants aside, Falstad Rhaegar on the left-hand side, going to be going for a little bit of a global play, as well as the Ancestor Healing and Aggression from Rhaegar. Uther Greymane on the right. Ana was already banned out. Greymane actually typically is paired into the Rhaegar lately, I've been seeing, but this will be an Abathur to be grabbed as well. Now, Abathur has had significant changes over the last couple months. Locust was actually buffed in the last patch as well to be a little bit more threatening in lane. So the ability for Abathur to split push with the Locust, like Locust build was not really that big of a thing for the longest time. You may have seen it here and there with some Abathurs, but it might be more of the focus nowadays because of how aggressive you can be with those Locusts, but you also have to be wary of your positioning on the map. You dig my shirt? Looking good? Thank you so much. I just got it in the mail today. Apparently I had to be 21 years old to sign for this, and I had to go to the post office, and they actually almost lost it. They actually sent it to the wrong address, or they were going to. Yeah, that was a weird one. Even the clerk at the place was just like, I don't know how we messed this up. And I was like, it's okay, as long as I got my package. But we do have an ETC to be banned out, and then there will be a Mal'Ganis ban out as well. Surprised a little bit by the Mal'Ganis ban, since they were going into it almost every single game on the side of the Anti-Clown Association. So to ban it out against themselves is a little interesting, but I guess they're just not going into it. It would be a decent Abathur clone target as well. And paired to the Greymane Uther, it's all frontline. It looks like they want to go into the Arthas for the auto attack speed reduction that he does offer with the Frozen Tempest. Greymane trying to step up and get those auto attacks in onto something like a Rhaegar, Falstad, Hanzo. Arthas can then just walk into them and slow them down with the Frozen Tempest, and they can also slow their movement speed as well as their auto attack speed. So on an auto attack based team, this Arthas is a really, really good pickup, and then Hanzo for a little bit of poke from a distance. To round out the rest of this draft, they're going to need something else with this Uther. I think sometimes it's the Lucio paired into that as well. I don't think the Abathur will be. So the Abathur's all the supplemental healing. This is a little like, I wouldn't say it's a little juice piratey, but it could be, honest to God. Kalia, thanks for shouting out Tatsuki. Funny thing is you can shout out yourself. Can you really? I do it all the time in Alex's chat. Oh my God. I need to check that out and see if I can do a Tatsuki stream. Dahaka to be the last one picked up here, is they're going to go for the double global to answer this. I don't think there's going to be like any sort of juice pirates here, but like you kind of could-ish. You could-ish juice pirates in a sense. We'll have to see here. Like ReGen's got an interesting draft to say the least. The supplemental healing from Abathur, because didn't Carapace Network get some buff as well? Because that was the one where it was actually shielding to you and minions. As long as he's got it. I'm very nervous about that clip. Hold on, let me watch that clip. Mute stream. Oh. Kaleo. Kaleo. Thank you for that clip, Kaleo. Oh, that was a good one. All right. We're going to go ahead and get into Cursed Hollow for game number 3. Let's see who's going to be able to take this. On the left-hand side, we get the members of Anti-Clan Association. MyPelvin's going to be on the Arthas, Dude Abides on the Dahaka. Quantum going to be on that Rhaegar. Kelsar will be on the Hanzo. We have Gotfilth on the Falstad. On the right-hand side, we got the members of ReGen. We're going to have Porky on the Zeratul. Zainhide will be on the Tyrael. Carbon going to be on the Greymane. Lupus will be on the Uther, and we've got Troy AFK, but they're on a slug, so that's the best person to be AFK on the Abathur. And then don't forget
3, 2,
all of our little friends in top.
let the battle begin.
Either way, let's actually get into our mid lane right now. We have everyone. I finished my introductions early. I was like, oh, what do we go look at? Like, let's just go adventure around the map. Like, there's just really cool stuff all around the map. If you've never actually like looked around some of the maps, I highly recommend it one time. Like, go into a custom game. Like, Blackheart's Bay is a really cool one. In the top upper portion of the minimap, like up here where there's the boss, there's actually a little sea creature that pops up from time to time. So little cool things like that. You heard it and you couldn't resist. I can't blame you. I can't blame you, Kaleo. I was doing it yesterday. I was doing it earlier in Pirate stream. He was like geeking out about Warcraft 3 Reforged, and I was just like clipping just like one-liners from his entire stream. Zainhide gonna be diving out. Gotfield does have the barrel roll to get out. Porky not gonna be able to get the combo, and that will be the Abathur hat. A touch late, but it's not that big of a deal. We do have the I'm trying to think of it's not Spike Burst, Pressurized Glands. But it is going to be increasing the spike burst damage. No, excuse me, it's the range and the cooldown. Sorry, I thought that was all just damage buff and cooldown reduction. Either way, Carbon gonna go ahead and grab the camp on the right-hand side. Hanzo and Rhaegar gonna grab this one. Porky gonna be sneaking on over here, but that's going to be them trying to... Oh, they might have made a mistake right there, as that's going to be a lot of damage onto them, and that's gonna be first blood in favor for the members of Anti-Clan Association. They're saying, you know what? None of that shenanigans coming in over here. You're not gonna be able to try and take this, but we're gonna jump over to the blue vision really quickly while they're grabbing this camp, just to kind of show their positioning and how they're seeing the lanes as well. Always good to get an idea of how the players are playing based on what the vision is, because as viewers or casters, we know exactly where everything is. We know what's happening. We know where things will be. I mean, granted, they do know that it's going to be in this top center portion for the first objective. Speaking of first objectives, something you can take into your own games on some of these maps, and you can learn from some of these casts. For example, Cursed Hollow, you will always have the first objective spawn in the top center or bottom center. So by top center, I mean here, and bottom center, I mean here. There are 6 total places on the entire map, 3 in the top, 3 in the bottom, and they're all kind of in a row. So you have 1, 2, and 3, and 3, and it's going to be mirrored on the bottom side. You can slowly figure these out. Usually the third one is predictable, and this is something that I used to do especially when I was casting, as I would try and figure out exactly where they would be, because 1, it was good for me to learn, and 2, I could also talk about positioning and where they're going to be. So this top one will be in the center, and then it could be in it could be bottom left or bottom right after that, and then it will be top left or right after that, I do believe, where you can kind of predict, because it does jump around and it doesn't repeat in the same line or in the same position. And then after 3 of these, it does reset and go back into a randomized order. It no longer goes to the center, top, or bottom. It actually just kind of jumps around. You can predict it from there. But either way, little education aside, we currently have our first objective up and available in the bottom lane. I love this pickup onto the Dahaka a little bit later in the draft, and I didn't talk about this much at all because we were just kind of joking around, and Kyle Ferguson, you know, rated me as well as Winterheart, and I was just kind of still geeking out quite a bit over that. But Dahaka is actually notably very strong into Abathur because of the speed of his wave clear, and that makes Abathur struggle a little bit trying to push out in some of these situations. Porky going to be trying to come down here, has a little bit of a dipping and dodging as the Abathur did back off. I think they were looking to back off to be able to then hat one of the members up here. No, actually they moved into mid lane. What are they going at level 4? They still went into Adrenal Overload, so no pickup onto any of the Locust build or anything like that, not trying to go for survival instincts or trying to buff them out a little bit further, as they did have some changes and they do significantly more structure damage. It increased by 50% actually, as Abathur will be showing in lane, so they're just trying to threaten a little bit, but between the Falstad and the Dahaka, they're anchoring and doing so well in this bottom lane, they're going to be able to just kind of delay this out, and the longer this is delayed out, that works out for the Abathur in a sense, but more or less I'd say for this Falstad Falstead Dahaka combo. On the note of Falstead, we do have some stacks for them, so 5% has already been finished out on the, or not finished out, 5%'s been gained on that Falstead, as they've managed to bribe 1 unit, and they've got 26 currently, so that means they can bribe 1 more. For every 20 stacks Falstead has, they are able to bribe 1 unit. Now, Falstead, I think, is a little unique in comparison to a lot of the other mercenary not mercenary camp talents, but the bribe talents. So like, what is it? Lost Vikings and Nova, they both reset, or not reset, they half the cooldown of the camp. Falstead can bribe 1 unit to be able to get that just that 5% per unit. So like, sorry, I'm kind of rambling here because I'm trying to watch the minimap and trying to see this. I keep watching this down here, but I don't want to miss anything up here. But my whole point is, typically to be able to get the full cooldown reduction like Lost Vikings or Nova, you have to bribe the entire camp. You can't just kill you can't kill 2 out of the 3 and then bribe the last one to get the cooldown reduction. Whereas with Falstead, you can just bribe singular units to be able to get that 5% per unit. So I always think that's an interesting mechanic. And once they did that with Wingman, I think that really made it a lot more valuable. And this Falstead hybrid build, I like it quite a bit. You got the auto attack for a little self heal, so they can get camps, as well as they have a little extra just healing during some of these team fights, with some sustained damage or some sustained healing, as well as sustained damage from the lightning rod. And then you have the I was gonna say the boom hammer, but that's not right. Boomerang will be grabbed for a little bit faster of a wave clear. Just blanking out on talent names, but that's gonna be the dude abides going ahead and brush stalking up in this top lane. I think they look for a tongue drag. Unfortunately, Tyrion's able to dodge around that. While they're actually still battling out over this first objective, we're gonna go ahead and look at some of the other numbers. We haven't taken a peek at damage, healing, or experience thus yet, and we can get an idea of what Abathur, Dahaka, and Falstead are doing for their friendly teams. As Abathur is still in mid lane, pushing out a little bit. Falstead did meander their way back into bottom lane. Abathur did go into Mule at level 7, so they're going to be slowly healing up that tower right there. Tyro as well. Thank you so much for the follow. Sorry I missed that earlier. I saw it happen, but we were kind of rambling about stuff as Porky is going to cycle back up here. Kelsey's going to try and turn around. That's going to be Quantum biting on in. No tongue drag from Dude Abides. 10's up on both sides. Well, Druin's Might going to be interrupting for now. Not going to proc it. Actually, going to utilize it right there as they end up forcing Hanzo into the toxic nest. They do end up finishing out the scatter arrow. Stun from Uther. That's going to be an insanely well placed sonic arrow to be able to find onto Porky, as well as to be able to interrupt. Stormbow should have the range right there. They're just going to hold it for a couple seconds. They end up backing out as Army of the Dead was procced by the Arthas. Dude Abides coming up here. They do have the Isolation. Hanzo, it's pretty much standard talents across the board. I don't think we're seeing anything out of the ordinary outside of Divine Shield instead of Divine Storm, but that was kind of expected with the Greymane, just to allow them to go harder, or even onto the Zeratul for safety, or even just to let them just dive into the back line and go extremely hard or deep into them. Falstead still soaking in the bottom lane as we are back to our talents. VP onto 1. That's actually VP onto 2. That's going to be Druin's Might right there. They're going to be looking... Oh, wait, hold on. Sanctification comes up. They're going to be having the clone from Abathur as well. Dude Abides is going to be backing off. Falstead is going to be stealing the vision in the bottom right. I think they might have enough for a bribe onto a camp. Hold on. Hanzo with another Sonic Arrow to interrupt. 30 stacks currently, so they can't bribe a full camp, so they can't steal both of these, but they could at least steal one and still get themselves... That's not going to show me properly. Sometimes it does this. Yeah, they can at least get up to 20%, but I think they're going to hold off for a couple seconds. Not really sure where the enemy team is, and they're going to back off. Not going to play that too aggressive, as it seems like this is going to be a rotation over to the boss right now on the side of our blue team. Let's actually jump over to the red vision, as they can see... I think they saw Falstead for a second. There's a Toxic Nest right there, so they're going to be rolling on into this one, trying to make a play happen. Dahaka's still in top lane. I don't know if they have the brush stalk up and available. That's going to be a stun going out from Uther. That's the Ancestor healing just in time when it got filled. Do they use the... Oh, they actually don't have Gust. It must have been used initially and just mitigated or something, as got filled doesn't get picked off. That's going to be Dahaka in the backline. Huge arrow from Hanzo, narrowly missing quite a few players. That would have been hilarious if it actually just connected onto Abathur and just smushed them. Regardless, we currently have them diving onto the bosses that's still up and available. No, it wouldn't actually deal enough damage to Abathur. I think he's got too much health right there to deal with it, or to go down, but that's a wonderful Howling Blast from Arthas as they find the Zeratul and the Greymane. Tongue Drag does not connect, but they still poke out a little bit further. Boss was leashed, fully leashed at that, so it's going to be back to zero, or full health, so they have to go all the way through that. I just want to look really quickly. Abathur health, what are we looking at here for... So it's just 625. That's it. It would have only done half their health, roughly. A little bit more than half their health. But boss in bottom will be picked up. This will be a tribute popping up. This is the second one of the game. As I said, it will either be in bottom right or bottom left. So now we know that the first one was top center. We know that the second one is bottom right. So the third one will be this top left position. And we just keep that in mind as we get into the next objective phase. But right now, we might have another 6-minute battle over this one because the first one, you know, it spawns at 3 minutes into the game and it was roughly picked up, well, I'd say like 15 to 30 seconds ago. Either way, a little bit of a split right now coming out from some of these players. Falstead was bribing that camp. We do have the Abathur still in the top lane, so I think they're a little bit worried about the Abathur soak out pushing or just out soaking them. Like, look at you can see the experience right now coming in from Abathur, almost 10k right there. Sanctification was used, and they know this. They can call that out to the friendly team. Zainhide going to be backing off a little bit as Lupus is still grabbing the vision on the right-hand side. They're kind of playing from the far side on both of this. It's a little risky, but at the same time, it's splitting their attention and forcing them to kind of play exactly how you're seeing right now. Porky dipping and diving around. My pal Vince, oh, this is going to be the D shield just in time, but will it be enough for them to get away? No tongue drag from the Dahaka, but they still find a dragon arrow onto the Uther and they solidify the kill right there. Uther doesn't have redemption because there's no 20 yet, but they do have some ghost healing out as well. Porky going to get poked by that. That's a clone onto Tyrael, but this is going to be buying a little bit of time. That's confusing. I'm not going to lie. Aldrin's might goes in, but Kelser actually wasn't hit by that. Do they proc it? No. They thought about it. Boss and bottom lane it did go down, but it did end up taking down the fort as well. So it's going to be a periodic catapult coming in through bottom lane in favor for the members of Anti-Clown Association, as now we have Falstead continuing to just soak from the bush. Actually, realistically, they can't be soaking from the bush because you can't pick up experience clips from there. But now they throw out the hammering, trying to throw a little bit of damage onto Troy, who immediately just scuttles right out of there. Speaking of scuttling, Dude Abides trying to do that exactly in mid lane. They use the burrow just to get out of there. They don't pop Essence. Greymane grabs the camp on the right-hand side. Abathur pushing out the bottom lane. There's just constantly stuff happening on this map right now. And I'm sorry that I'm missing so much in the chat, but thank you for being here. Whew. Divine Shield should be for Abathur. Sorry, Greymane. John Knight, please. Mephisto Artanis Beam. Oh, ho, ho. But right now we got a huge fight over this boss. Sanctification does go onto the ground. The Hanzo arrow narrowly missing a couple players. Lupus is going to be the first one to go down on that Uther. That's going to be the VP, but it's actually going to pause the boss as well. They still have a couple members chasing this out. Carbon is going to be forced away there. They work their way onto this boss right now, but without the Uther, I think they're saying, you know what, it's not for us. We're going to have to give this over. And as I said, top left tribute is going to be our third one. This is going to randomize afterwards, so it can pop up anywhere, I think, besides the same point. I don't know, actually. Maybe there's an infinitesimal percent where they can respawn in the exact same spot, much like Infernal Shrines with those Punishers. It's like less than a 0.01% that it's even possible to get the same Punisher in the same lane, but it is possible to. It's possible. I've seen it. I've watched the streams. I've seen some players have it for themselves. But right now they're going to step up further into this top lane. That's going to be Sanctification. Excuse me, Holy Ground's going to go on the ground. But that's a wonderful Howling Root or Howling Blast to root a couple members as they chase on further into this top lane. Going to back off for a couple seconds. Let the boss do its own thing. We do have the reset, and it's going to be going into this top center portion. If they're able to grab that, that will be objective in favor for the members of Anti-Clown Association. We'll have to see what kind of value they get with that one right there, but now they're trying to just disengage as the enemy team's looking for a fight while they're split, as well as right before 16 talent here, but unfortunately they're not going to be able to find it because Dahaka was showing in bottom lane. I don't think they had Brush Stock up and available though. No, they do. Dahaka's also hitting for 300 in auto. That's a slappy old dinosaur boy. That boss call was awkward. Who was it awkward for? Seemed to work out pretty well for Anti-Clown Association. Whew. Alrighty. No 16 talent here on the side of... Ooh. Clone? Double Tyrael coming out right now. Dahaka gonna brush Duck up here. Troy looking... Excuse me, Porky looking for an angle onto this. Throws out one Singularity Spike. My pal Vin's going to be chasing on in, or just mostly zoning. Tyrael Clone is going to be up here as well. You can tell it's kind of got that purplish glow around it. They're just mostly using this to interrupt and delay things out, so that way Abathur can get more value as well as the friendly team to push out and buy some time for 16 talent here. But there we have our first curse of the game. Abathur trying to push out bottom lane. Unfortunately, the unit that they're going to be having the head on is going to be instantaneously taken out. The Siege Giants will do some decent work up there, but right now I think they're morely concerned with the top lane. Once again, I just always like to jump over to the Falstad and see what their stacks look like. 30% on that Falstad, and now they might have sniffed out the enemy team. Hanzo with a gigantic arrow, narrowly missing a couple members once again. There's going to be the zone. Oh, wow, that's a very good gust to force them into this kind of tight corridor, and they actually regain control of this. That was actually going a little sideways for the members of Anti-Clan Association. ReGen was finding their footing here, but once again, they're going to slip, and that's going to be double kill. Tyrael going to be trying to get the explosion of the MyPal Vince, and does get that passive damage. Carbon trying to turn this around and get some damage into them. Unfortunately, not the case. Now, Siege Giants are going to be connecting onto this top lane keep with a decent wave behind that as well. They don't have Uther or Tyrael for the next 30 seconds, 25 seconds or so, and now they could look to potentially end this game on the side of Anti-Clan Association. It's possible for them to take this. VP goes on to 2. They're going to slow this down a little bit. 12 seconds on Uther, 13 on the Tyrael. They're going to be looking at Core Ancestor healing. Just barely connects onto Got Filth, and they're going to be having the Core falling rapidly. They got that kill onto Zeratul. Carbon so very low, trying to back out as they now refocus onto Core, and that's going to be game number 3 going over to the side of Anti-Clan Association. Falstad falling right at the end, but GG, well played.